You can hear me? Good. Ah, that's what you mean. Got an echo. Cool. All right. Hey, y'all. I'm getting on. 1 second. Oh. Oh. Hi, folks. I like that song. It's a weird song. Mystery Skulls is the people. So, let me get situated. Not quite situated. all kinds of good stuff. Uh, let's see. I had some musings. I even did a terror pool. I'll flip them throughout the video, and I'll show y'all what we got. I did a different draw this time too. It's a 6-card draw. So instead of just past, present, future, it's going to be kind of the hindrances. Yeah, staying on the positive side. That's what we need to do. Biggest thing about today is like I saw this post, and it was the definition for felicity. It's not a word that we often hear. It's and like it basically means like this abundance of happiness, like being happy in self, right? So when I saw that, it made me think back to the System of a Down song, Toxicity, right? And I don't know, I used to love that song. I still like it a lot. I listened to it after I saw that definition. And it kind of started getting me thinking, the toxicity. When we seek validity, absolutely eliminates felicity. One second. Yeah, that was what we had. Ah, so yeah, but really, with all this stuff going on here in a couple of days, we got a big conjunction. We're getting old Bethlehem back around, and I'm not really gonna dissect things, and it could be this, it could be that. I mean, there's the occult stuff. There's just the mysticism stuff. There's the astrology stuff. I mean, it's a lot, and you know, also kind of in that same line of thinking, and echoing back to some of the past previous episodes, we're in this rut of like seeking, or the need for having our recognition, or like even this realm in which we're stuck on polarity. And I mean, polarity plays a huge role in like the aesthetic of our souls, right? And in the sense where in the realm of duality with like religion or philosophy or politics, society, all that stuff, that's like almost a mirrored mask. I know that doesn't make sense. I do have a link to share with y'all. Gaines shared it in the Discord chat. And I remember when it first came out, it's a few years old, but it is an animated short that is wild about embracing the shadow from like Young's perspective. However, it's not a play on words, but more like a play on the system and how corrupt it is, and how they're indulging the shadow instead of reconciling with it and merging it with the conscious. I mean, that's some of the stuff we get in today, as well as a little bit with energy. And I do have a meditation planned. So yeah, I really think it's going to be a good show today. If I can keep on track, I expect y'all to help. Yeah. So, chiming in on the chat a little bit. Sorry. Um, hmm. All right. Well, just to start it off with, thank y'all. I'm glad you're here with us, and yeah, it's good to see everybody in the chat. Sending my love out to you. Here in just a minute, actually, we're gonna get ourselves in a groovy meditative positivity. Speaking on meditations and stuff, I've seen a lot of like death meditations lately through different videos and different things, and it kind of sent me back to like what I used to do as well, like a child, and as I really began diving into meditation, I'm kind of one of those people that will dive into something and taste it. Like kind of, I'll try it, and if I like it, I'll keep going, whatever. Yeah, been massive changes in the force. Sorry, I'm not gonna. Yeah, you know how I am. I ramble and I'm all over the place. But with these meditations, basically, you just allow yourself just to let go of your physical being. And to me, it was how it came out. It was more like a way to astral travel. And this is stuff that I had been doing for a while, and I was like, wow, it's got a name to it. That's cool. But it's kind of foreboding in the sense that like it's monitored death meditation, and I don't like that. I would rather call it like a releasing meditation, or a an egotistical death. And that's basically like what we want when searching for enlightenment or going towards like this new era of positivity that we're getting in. There's a lot of mess going on, of course, and there's been talked about like a reset. There's the conjunction. There's all of this, and I don't think it's the reset and particular words. I would more say it's like an upgrade or a level up, or ascending a staircase into the second level of a library. I don't know if anyone's just been in a really big library, but me, I love books. I love bookstores, and I can be lost in the same bookstore 10 times out of 10, being there 1,000 times, all that stuff. So, like, when there is just this whole plane of just knowledge and entertainment and just lavishness of art and profound emotion, that's what books are to me. They speak to you, all these good things. So when there's like a second level, oh man, I get all kinds of giddy. Like, like I could spend all day and forever just wandering around one floor. Don't tell me there's more. Like, I just get even more giddy, And I look at that like where we're going as people, as mankind. Sure, there's corruption, there's evil, there's duality, there's polarity. All right, well, there's that stuff out there in the, ether and the extra dimensional spaces and interdimensional spaces. Until you really get back to source, there's not, at some point, there is like a bit of polarity. Like even with the GFL, there's the NAA. So, like, yeah, polarity. The GFL is here to try to help us move and go greater places. Well, the NAA is the negative side of that. So, hey, Marty, Lava Girl, you know, La Luva. Like that. I always thought it said Lava Girl, but reading is essential. Yeah, so, hey, what's going on, folks? So, yeah, we're going good places, y'all. Even if we take bad people with us, or if we take souls that are more gendered towards, negative polarity, there's bringing them with us. You know why? Because it's a us thing. It's not a that person, this person. It's not like necessarily a rapture. Even in rapture, everybody goes, maybe in different increments and maybe different places or whatever, but everybody goes, right? It's where we go one, we go all. All is all inclusive, right? So let's. I'm not saying, hey, just hop on a bus and rap with us. No, it's more like you gotta even love bad people and love yourself unconditionally. It's not it's unconditional love. It's that Christ consciousness. It's that that harmonious love that just radiates. And there's boo-koodles of that. And that's what I want to talk about a bit about that. And then for those that around you that have that potential or have that within them and they're just stuck on maybe what they're being shown on TV or what they got in their little palm of their hand, stuff like that. It's those things that, are that validity. And seeking that validity creates toxicity, right? And then with all that going on, we fail to achieve felicity. I like rhyming, so I thought about making that the title too, but nah. I made it the title because, yeah, man. So like some of them, yeah, just shower them in love, let them swim in it until they have to get out. Um, but yeah, Stahup, it's Frageelee. I saw on my way home this morning. I saw a big truck pass by. Margin made me think of you too, like Insta movers. And it had like an Instagram emblem, but it was changed to make it look like a box, and it was folded up, and it had Fragile on it. And it made me think of y'all, and then it made me think of my dad too, because he we always call it Frageelee, because yeah, I don't know, we're weird like that, right? So uh, yeah, stop is Frageelee, meaning our egos. How easily bruised our egos are. How easily, when we're not validated, we get so butthurt over the smallest things. And I see some of y'all had some rough days yesterday. I kind of had a rough day too, but it was more so like I was allowing the stress and the negativity get to me, and it created a negative mindset within myself. When yesterday, in actuality, it was a beautiful day. It was a good day. There was awesome vibes at work. We did, some charity event thing, and dude, it was awesome. Like, you know, I was freezing. I was cold. I was hungry. Why does that matter? Like, why should I let the smaller things that can be dealt with and can be rectified later or at any other time diminish the fact of good works and diminish the facts of, you know, professing that love and sharing that love? And I don't know, it got me thinking that at the end of the day, last night, before I was getting ready for bed and everything, I had calmed down, I was chill, and I just realized I was like, damn, I'm grateful. Even though I let the stress get to me, everything that I wished to achieve yesterday, even though there was hiccups and setbacks, were achieved. And we are easily able to still hang our heads high, put our hat on the rack and call it a good day, even if it's been a bad day. We're still breathing. Remember what I say all the time. What is the one thing that we have to do? Breathe, right? And we do that ourselves. It's not an involuntary thing. It's a conscious thing. Everything that functions in this being is a conscious function. That's what I'm saying. Like, we duality. We split conscious and unconscious. Sure, there's ticks, there's things. Like me, the other day, me and Dad were sitting at breakfast, and we hadn't got to do that in a while with all this crap. It's the first time in a long time. We just hung out most of the morning, and right now, I was sitting there just talking, and all kinds of different stuff, going over my book stuff, going over my different writings, talking some of this and some of that. And I'm pretty sure I didn't breathe for like a good full 20 minutes. And he was just staring at me, giving me blank stare, all this. And he looked, I finally looked back at him. He was waiting for me to say what. And I never did, but he was like, he kind of let the wind out of my sails. So I was waiting for you to say what so I could just tell you I'm watching your face. And I was like, I know, I have facial tics. I'll twitch, other little facial tics. There's that show, Lie to Me. I love that show. It's the micro emotions, meaning like the smallest indications that are really our deeper truths when we lie, And it's funny because a lot of times I do pick up on my facial tics. And he was just looking at me. I was like, I know, you probably could write a whole book of everything my face does. It's yeah, but back on a little bit of track. Yeah, I did see some good things about folks are getting due process. I hope that goes swift and justice and such. But yeah, let me see if I can find just a little bit of goodness real quick, and we will have ourselves just a central moment, get our heart space right. While I'm thinking about it, though, I will add this. All right, so fair warning on the link I just posted in the chat. It's trippy, it's weird, and might make you feel some type of way. I say that because it is an animated short film towards an omniscient perspective of all the fuckery going on now. But it's been going on. It's a few years old, but it's the nail on the head. Right. Boom. I think this might do. This one, we'll try another one. How's that sound? Y'all let me know. Yeah, y'all know how I like to do it. So, yeah, here's the link. Try it again. All right, there we go. All right. So, everybody, let's just take a deep breath. Fully deep breath. Let your chest, let your belly expand. Just deep breath. So all we have to do to meditate and release ourselves from tension and unease and the hooks embedded by our ego and its need to seek validation. All we have to do is breathe. Be present right here, right now, and breathe. And as you breathe, let it be natural, spontaneous, conscious breathing. The even flow of the life stream pouring in and giving back. Relax your hands, relax your feet, relax your hips. Let your spine be weightless. We're just breathing. Allow your neck and your head to relax as if you're lying on a cloud-like pillow. Relax your arms, relax your legs, and finally meet in the middle, relaxing your torso. All we're doing is breathing, conscious, natural breath. And as we inhale, vitalize your being, your soul, giving that natural and loving energy to your body. As we release the tension, this easy relaxation, we're nourishing, for healing. Let your thoughts meld with your breath. So all we're doing is just breathing, being present. Let's all take a deep breath at the waves of an ocean. As we release the wave, let it take with it our tension, our pain, our ego. one more wave to wash over, carry away that which tries to hold on. It's no longer for our greater good. And as we're breathing, those waves are washed away what needed to be gone. Imagine yourself on a sailboat. One last deep breath to help wash you up to shore. And as we exhale, step on the soft sand and realize that it is a beautiful day and an adventure awaits. And all we're doing is breathing. Come back center, come back whole, come back revitalized. All right, John, little tidbit there. Yeah, feels good. Feels good. It's good. It's good. It's good. So, moving forward. They're after me. All right, let's be good. Glad you got to come in. Oh, so, gratitude. Yes, indeed. Gratitude. Of course. Of course. Happy to do so. As we have this abundance of gratitude, which, we should. Marge said it right. It's important to begin each day and end each day in that gratitude. Why? Because the day has been given. It is in this present moment. That's why it's called present. It's a gift. So just, when it gets really heavy and it's just coming down on you like that, take a moment to stop whatever you're doing and consciously breathe. Just, okay, Thomas, deep breath. And it can be a moment, it could be a few minutes, it could be whatever you need it to be. Because in that moment, in that present, in those minutes, you are. Just like I said the other day, the affirmation that I am. I am that I am. That's, if someone says, hey, you're a beautiful person. Thank you for what you did. I'm so grateful. You did something nice. I am that I am. That's not being mean. That's not being self-righteous. It's just affirming that, hey, I am. And I am that I am is the affirmation that I have been made. I have been created. I am of creation, right? It's good things. That is an affirmation of gratitude and abundance. So, with that, first card would have been this one. It is an upside down talisman card. Y'all bear with me because I haven't learned all of my meanings yet. I like to do this from time to time. It's been a little while since I've done one, actually. So. All right, so this would have been our past. This would have been like the acknowledgement of the past. And the reverse talisman is a kind of a wariness to repeated patterns, things that we should more often be aware of. Like, it may feel familiar, but it will carry you into a recycling, All right. So, like, in our past, there's been times that, we knew the pattern. We saw the cycle, so the familiarity got to us, right? It's like familiar equates to comfort. Not always, You can see a familiar face, but what if that person is someone that you definitely know you don't want to spend time with? Hey, right? So, like, when we do that, just now we can go towards the future in a more aware mind state. Like, should I attach myself to familiarity and seeking comfort or seeking that validation? Remember, I'm trying to do my best to streamline between episodes. They all, I know I repeat myself sometimes. I don't like doing that. At the same time, I would also like to kind of intertangle them, interweave them, because the message is all the same. Us being grateful, us being better, sending forth the love from our heart space. Remember a few episodes ago? Letting this thing and this thing work in tandem. Because there's this, that's the philosopher's stone, is the marriage of the sun and moon, which is the mind and the heart, allowing them to work as one for your betterment and the betterment of all those around you, right? So yeah, I mean, sure, I can, you know, obviously we all recycled patterns. We've all gone through different things. And I'm sure many of us, myself included, look, all right, so this is going to be a little bit of a harping episode on myself because I'm not perfect. Like I said yesterday, I got all up in my feels and stressed and just negativity. And after I took some retrospective thinking on it, it was like, I got past it, didn't I? I saw it for what it was. I was grateful for all of it. At the end of the day, I was grateful because what I needed and what I had sought to be done was handled. And the hiccups, just gives you perspective, you know. And I didn't lash out, I used the opportunity to grow, to do a different means of getting there. Yes, yeah. So with that, that perspective of my ego is like bruised ego, or it's a need, that validation, like, that's it's toxic in a way, because when we feed that, what are we doing? We're breaking ourselves down, and we're breaking down the relationships that coexist within our bubble, right? So that moving forward, we have this thing where it is, our present predicament. Yeah. Follow the leader. It's reversed as well. I have a lot of reverse cards today. So in our present situation, it's, we wish to sometimes actually, just let the leader fight, right? So, let me see, bear with me, bear with me. Yeesh. Look at my dick. Woo. Ooh, perfect. All right, so the reverse follow the leader. I see this a lot too. Oh, this is great. This is good. This is good. All right. So, follow leader is a reverse card. In the reverse fashion, it's a gentle nudge to allow yourself to take the lead. Because who knows what really we need more than ourselves, you know? And in that, it's not saying you have to take the lead of, you know, some group or, for instance, in the Lion Fam. You don't have to take over the Lion Fam and, tell them, hey, this is what we need to do. It is leading yourself into that grateful space, into that, that heart space, that Christ-like consciousness. That's you. That's it's in you. You are, right? That's what you are. You're it. So take the lead. It could be in, but also it can be in relationship. It could be in partnership. It could be in a familial dispute. Whatever the case may be, in our present situation, especially right now with the massive amounts of energy piling up and the positivity shift just rolling in. This is the perfect time to take the lead. Lead yourself to that better tomorrow, right? Because that is all within our capabilities. It's in this heart space. When we allow this heart space and this thing to coincide and do what they do best, lead us to a greater self, right? So next card has to do with what is our resistance to taking that lead? Ooh, all right. This one is the commitment card. It's actually right side up. So let us see what it says. All right. So in the commitment, what are holdups? We might be resistant to commitment or change or making that new bond. And when I see this card and see it now, what's our resistance to taking the lead in our own life or in our growth is commitment. We might see that as, oh, we need somebody there, like a safety blanket, you know. And that's all well and good, It is paramount that we do feel safe in our own space. But it's seeking that commitment, seeking that validation, seeking that attention, that recognition that prevents us from taking lead in our own life, right? That would be the resistance. A commitment is not a bad thing. It is actually, this is a powerful time for commitment, but make a commitment to yourself. To be like, not a New Year's resolution that we break within 2 weeks, not I'm going to be good for Santa thing. No, a truly divine and devout commitment that, hey, we're going to go do good things. I'm going to take the lead. I'm going to take that step to be a better me, to be better than I was yesterday, to be better in this moment, to be grateful, right? Good stuff. Good stuff. I can't read my writing. I don't know if I've told you that. I love writing. I consider myself a writer. However, when I write, I can't read it. It's not there. It's not there. Ooh. All right, so for the next card, it's Peaks of Joy. This is the unexpected help card. So in our past, we've had these patterns, these familiarities that we've clung to, right? That has not always been our benefit. And in our present, we are being nudged to take the lead in our own life, in our own predicaments, in our own ascension, right? Take the lead, take that step of faith, take that leap of faith. And that resistance to that leap of faith is the need for commitment, either from someone else or within ourselves. Like, oh, I have to be committed to this. No, just do it, right? Just be the present. Be now, be grateful, be here. Move forward to a better, more embodied and fulfilling you, a grateful and more harmonious you. Okay? So with peace of joy, that would be our unexpected help. See what we got. I should know this one. I poured it a few times. It was actually upright as well. So unexpected help. Y'all have already said it. I understand, John. I appreciate it. So when y'all said in the chat how yesterday was like this shedding of negativity, or we were crying, letting those emotions. Today we all feel lighter. That's that unexpected joy. That's that peaks of joy. Today, right now, here, the unexpected help is this present moment. Be joyful. Be grateful. See, look, I promise you, didn't plan this. I just flopped them out. I'm just now flipping them. That's what's great about this, you know. I don't look at it as some occulted thing. I look at it as, hey, guidance, right? That's all it is. Because all I asked was, hey, what is the message that I need to offer today? Other than what I had planned, give me guidance on the message. This is it. I'm showing it to you. So just today, our unexpected help is being joyful, being here, being now, being present, and in gratitude. Man, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. And we're coming closer to that sense of unequivocal joy, that that peak. We're hitting that greatness. I mean, we know that there's this huge shift. Yeah, we've been down in the mucks and we're wanting commitment. We're having trouble taking that step, that leap of faith. But today, we're joyous, we're grateful, harmonious in that divine love, that awesome power that we've been given, right? Good stuff. Good stuff. All right, so the next one, what would be the next right action? And that's the magic prayer. It's upside down. So, hey, it's actually right there next to it. So, you know, this one, in a way, what is the next step? You know, it kind of goes with that resistance, and in that sense where we might feel the only way we've done things, remember those patterns, those familiarities, that our way, or the right, our way is the only way, and we'll get through it, and it's gonna be just, yeah, we're doing this. And you know, that might not always be the case. The right next action might be, you know, not looking for commitment from yourself or for someone else, but hey, just a little nudge. Check yourself. What are we doing that might not be leading us to the proper place, or might lead us into a regretful state, you know? So I would take the name of the card too, Magic Prayer, as a reminder of the magic of prayer. You know, when we have that qualm or that, you know, quarrel within ourselves, that what should I do next? Pray. Pray. I'm not even going to read too deeply into this card. It's Pray. Let's see. All right, so again, Jesus said a beautiful thing, and that is part of today's topic. I'm glad you said that too, because we're getting there. Getting there. Promise, promise. And I see some other questions as well. We are very much so multidimensional. As for what tarot am I using, it's this one. It's the Enchanted Map. It's a call it Baron and Reed. Yeah, it called out to me. I love maps. I love adventure and stuff. And I just, yeah. And the artwork's beautiful on the cards as well. And yeah, I don't know. My first ever tarot deck. And yeah. All right. Yeah, see, I talk about that movie a lot. The one, yeah, Equilibrium, I think is the same. So yeah. All right, and the final card, what is the probable future? And it's protecting treasure. It's this one, protecting treasure. So bear with me, one final look up. It is right side up. All right, so the probable future. This is perfect. I love how all these lined up today. So I'm going to reiterate them as well. Kind of just give a synopsis. When it's basically like, even though this is a time that's risky and kind of goes against maybe our natural state of things, it is also a time when we can move forward safely, securely, and that little nest egg that we cherish, our kids, our livelihood, or whatever, is protected. We're protected. We're moving forward in a harmonious state, right? So we don't have that need of that mother goose, right? We're okay. We're doing good. And as we move forward into this probable future, good things, safety and security, because we have it, all right? So to kind of recap, we had a reversed talisman. It showed that our past, that we have a tendency to go towards patterns, cycles, and it's kind of onsetted by familiarity and what might seem comfort. And in that comfortability, we reloop into cycles that eventually are not harmonious to us. And in our present situation, we have a reverse follow leader, meaning we should take these steps. We should have that courage to take that leap of faith into what we know is a better us, a better harmonious being, a more loving and spiritual sense. The resistance to that is our need for commitment to ourselves, commitment from someone else. Hold my hand while we walk down the dark hallway, right? You know, that's not all necessarily what we need, because in ourselves, in our divinity that has been given, in that loving heart space, and that harmonious working of mind and heart, we have that power to forge anew into something prosperous. The unexpected help is the sense of peace of joy, meaning today, right now, what we have, this moment, is joyous, right? Peace of joy. Our unexpected help is being that gratitude, being joyous in what we have. And the next one, which was what should be the right action that we take next, and it was a reverse magic prayer. And to me, that just says, you know, even though we might think we know everything or this is how it's going to go, sometimes it's not always the case. You know, our way is not the highway all the time. You know, sometimes you have to forge a path and hit the off road. In that same sense, just as the name of the card is given, the magic prayer, the magic of prayer. When we need that guidance on what do we do next, pray, ask, and it shall be given, right? Lord, simple prayer. Lord, come to you in gratitude and humility. We thank you for all the blessings that you've been given to us and the blessings that we shall receive. And in this time of unwavering certainty, we ask that you show us the way forward. Give us that gentle nudge into what we seek. And in this, we humbly ask and remaining grateful. In Jesus Christ's name, amen. Simple prayer, very simple, but it's genuine. It's harmonious to that loving nature, right? And the last card, the probable future, the need that we feel to protect the treasure, protecting the nest egg, right? Wash away that fear, wash away that doubt, because as we move forward in this conjunction, in this next phase, into this new age, positive, security, safety, it's been given. It is ours. So bask in that moment, this moment here, grateful, joyous, uplifting, right? Very, it's very simple. We do all these things. So that was my card reading for today, guys, and I'm glad y'all are. So back to some of the chat and keeping on track with the Frageelee. What is Frageelee? It's our ego. All right, so Gaines had a thing, his theory. Many different versions of us throughout alternate realities. What if one of us has mastered enlightenment, could possibly reach us through dimensions to grow? This is your higher self. So basically, your soul and its greaterness and reached its angelic peak can reach down to you in lower density and tell you, hey, do this, right? We do communicate with ourselves from alternate timelines. All right, so y'all have heard me speak on, I'll have these weird existential moments where it's like I'm witnessing my life through a different pair of eyes. And as it does, different things happen. It'll be like a different probability. It'll be like a different past or a different future. Or even now, and it's just slightly skewed. And in some of these, I've died, I've made alternate decisions, other things. And the ones that have died are the ones that affect me the most, because this body, this being feels the impact. And that kind of alludes to what Tricky was saying. There's a Jet Li movie called The One. This happens to the main character. He's just he's a very well abled cop, and he trains his body, he trains his mind, and he does what he can to just be the better person. He doesn't want to have that negative perspective of authority and brutality. He has this more harmonious nature to him, until he sees himself one day, and he witnessed himself kill himself, basically. I think it's like in a vision or something. And then the one that did the killing saw that he saw, and he was the last one. And it's kind of like this weird Highlander-esque theme, like there can only be one, which is basically true in the sense that there's one you, and that's in this moment, right? in all other moments, it's the could be's, the possibilities, the quantum state of your being. And I've talked about that before. I like how it's all weaving in. Our quantum selves are all the probabilities and alternate realities. And it's when we start to get a little bit more harmonious and a little bit more vibrational frequency to this being that those beings start linking, right? And you can learn from these. I'm not saying this as a probability, I'm saying this as a possible already is. The reason why I do say that is I feel like I have witnessed it. In my opinion, it is something that has happened to me in that I've witnessed these alternate timelines. It's like I've channeled the various me's throughout the infinite now. I know that's a little bit more out there, and that's my exterior thought, but y'all gotta think that's where I place my mind is in all the quantum realities and all the quantum possibilities. This is what gets me through the day. I like doing this, and in those times, it'll be weird because I'll have those flashes of different personal perspectives, right? And things happen, but I didn't do those. It was a different course of events, and it's wild, it's strange, yeah. Could it be all mental functioning and psychotropic fantasy? Sure. Or could it be quantum possibilities? Sure. Yes. You know? La lula, la lula. Oh, got tongue tied. Oh, yeah. Ooh, it's very, very, very. I like that idea, Tricky. It's I can't spell either. Ah, there we go. There we go. All right, so another little theory. Maybe our soul has been splintered at some point. As the conjunctions fall in line, our souls become whole again. It's a good thought, Tricky. Um, I would say as the conjunction comes around, we're more in tune. Remember, all right, so a few episodes back, tuning in to tune up, we're more in tune with those harmonic frequencies that go throughout the quantum verse. And as that happens, it's a line. So somewhere on this line, it's all connected. And what we do and how we perceive things, how we get in tune with our spiritual self, our higher self, all that good stuff. It we link up with it. So yeah, I don't think it's necessarily our soul is splintered, which technically it is because it comes from higher dimensions, higher density. So it filters itself down into our meat sacks. Um, yeah, we'll leave it at that. Yeah. So with relativity, I know what it is. I'm just gonna have to refresh it. Okay, so the only reason why relativity worked was that when he was creating it, I can't remember shit. I can't remember the other guy. It's like a Polish philosopher that basically helped Einstein prove his relativity theory. And what it is, you eliminate gravity because gravity is our perception of space and time. It's what allows us to travel through space and time. And he, he, he basically said that for gravity to work, you have to let it be a space, be a flimsy paper or flimsy line, something that can be compressed, molded, right? And y'all know I've talked about that before, or space, time, all that. I think of it as cosmic jelly. Boom. I like what I like what Tricky said. 30 minutes in a lecture feels like an hour, or feels like hours, but an hour with a beautiful woman seems like 5 minutes. That's relativity. That's, I like what you said there. But it does go beyond that, though. It's not necessarily just a point in time that is either harmonious or joyful to us, or even something that is dreadful to us. It goes beyond emotional factors. I mean, it's very much so delves into the quantum physics and quantum reality and all that before we started delving into quantum studies, which I think is really funny too, because you would think that quantum would be something that is provoked and thought of before some of the other things, but it's not. It's not expounded on in that nature. All right. Ooh. Boom. I like that one. So I smoke and I know things. See, I have a drink and I know things shirt, but yeah, that's definitely tricky. All right, Gaines got something that makes me think. It's deja vu. When we dream of something and then it comes into our reality. So could that possibly mean our lives are pre-planned and that we already in a dream? All right, so the plane of dreams, I'm going to call it a plane because it can be manipulated and it also can be transcended into reality in the sense that, like, when we lucid dream, that dream becomes malleable to our whims, right? Now, at the same time, sleep paralysis is still within that lucid state. When we put forth uh, either things, right? It is our conscious that is creating these realities. Sometimes unconscious, whatever. Still within this realm, but it is within this realm outside of your heart, right? Yeah, tapping my heart, Jonathan, tapping my heart. So, yeah, the way I look at, you know, dreams and our dream state is an overabundance of this, excluding this. And the reason why I say that as well is because it's an unconscious fruition of ego. Now, when we begin the dismantling of ego, when we allow for ourselves to be released from ego And yeah, I talked earlier about like the death meditation. It's basically releasing of ego, releasing of self, because self is not existent. You are source, right? All right, so I'm not gonna get into all of that today. Don't want to keep y'all forever and forever. Already at what? I don't know. How long have we been on here? Mm, mm, I don't know. How long have we been on here? Anyway, not to worry about. Anyways, yeah. So when we put forth that effort and that thought into what is possibilities of dream world or dreamscapes and all that, deja vu, I feel like, is either a, all right, so you basically answered it for me. Deja vu is a bouncing of those quantum timelines into each other. And I also see deja vu as a means for quantum shift. Like the choice you make from there begets the change into that quantum state of reality. It's like a ripple, but that ripple becomes a wave, right? Now, so higher self, more harmonious self, sure. Yeah, it's the conscious choice in those moments that dictate which avenue. Remember, we've talked many times about our choices and being conscious of our choices. I say conscious a whole lot. The reason why is because our idea of conscious, what is conscious, what is subconscious, what is unconscious, it is a muddling of the words. You know, when we start getting into quantum realities, quantum probabilities, spiritual impact, and such, language starts to disintegrate into less and less meaning for those greater purposes. And all right, so like when we speak to extraterrestrials, to angels, or it comes in like a dream, right? Or it comes in just this wild, outlandish thought. Why? It's because language, as we speak it, is remedial. It is like bottom of the totem pole communication. Our hands, as we shift, we're open. So a lot of the awakened world is about to be merging into their full chakra system. When I say full, I mean the outer line chakra systems other than the pillar, right? So two of them are in our hands. And we sit here. And I've made y'all do this with me before, just hold that little ball of light. That was my way of helping you activate those hand chakras. Why do you think sign language is so important? Because it is harmonious to a higher state of being. Speaking, it's the vibrational of the vocal cords. Our tone misconstrues things. Right. Consider strings on a boat, each one separate yet all part of the same. Vibration from one string will always trigger a response from all the others. We feel and speak and hear these things. So, yes, language is disseminated. The reason why we have language as it is to keep the separation. Otherwise, we would be telepathic. And the Tower of Babel thing, That was a Babylonian engineering of dismantling culture. Otherwise, the Babylon would have fallen, not the tower. It would have Babylon, all of it would have fallen. It would have never resurfaced over the last 6 millennia. So it is that's what offered the revitalization of Babylon is the destruction of communication. So something down. Delusion. Earner. Oh yeah, for sure. Daniel, don't be don't feel bad because yeah. Not like I said, writing, my spelling's terrible. Half the time my speaking is not very well. I try to be articulate, but at the same time, my pronunciation like earlier. So I had a lot of fun. When I was reading the night before Christmas, is a little recording book and for my daughter, just to help her with her reading as well as hearing me read to her while she's reading. And I was having fun with it, but I had to do it about 3 or 4 times because it was like the simplest things. It was the twist of words or the turn of a phrase where my mind would fill in the blanks for common language, but it's not what was written. And I had to redo it. So we should never feel bad about our speaking or the way we communicate because it is how we communicate and how we offer that vibrational frequency that allows yeah so anyway, right. Yeah. Mm. um Tricky to years and gains little tidbit of the conversation just then. Yes and no. I like his mind. I'm thinking the same thing you're thinking, Tricky. I believe he was what's that term for patsy? Yeah, in the scientific community. Good things, brilliant mind, patsy for scientific means. Because my theory of everything different than his theory of everything. I don't think he incorporates enough of the quantum field or enough of the cosmic awareness. Like he has brilliant mind, excellent scientist, I guess. Yeah. Anyways, yeah. So neither here nor there. So did have a little. I do as well. I mean, yeah, like I totally agree with it all in that sense. All right. So, today's rhyme is the toxicity of seeking validity extinguishes our felicity. And, I look at it like human nature and the need for validation, consideration, and occupation. And this is kind of the outline for today's talk. Like, just think about that. Like, we've been told our human nature, and we do things, but just like deja vu or those quantum alternatives where things start to bump or nudge you this way, like our cards that we laid out. It goes against the the governed way of thinking and how it should be, you know. Uh, but in this harmonious state, in this that love space, that heart space, that Christ-like consciousness, that validation, the consideration, the searching for occupation, all these things are minuscule, right? It's like we have this need to consistently seek recognition for things that need not be openly recognized. Like a good deed. Is it still a good deed if you're like, hey, I did this? Or would the deed be even greater if, you know, like those prayers that you pray for people, they don't know and they receive blessings? That, right? Those those answered prayers from unknown sources. Those dropping off of, you know, your goodwill. You don't do the goodwill just to say, hey, I'm good. That diminishes the goodness. And sure, you're telling the truth. Sure, you're being open. But it does more good just to put the goodness out there and let it flourish, right? Come to fruition. And I have found that it is in those unspoken gestures, simple deeds, the flow of goodness from one's heart that has these long reaching effects of happiness throughout the human race, mankind. Yeah, I think all like our meditations that we've done, the worldwide, just the help that's been given, the charities, the ones that we do within our own communities, the ones that we do for family, for community, for others day to day. It's those small things that stack up to the greatest of mountains, right? So yes, about all means, the scales have tipped. You know, it's just so beautiful to be in the time that we are now. You know, y'all know a fair amount about me that I've been in this way for some time, and I started speaking because be a voice, be an extra voice, and I'm not one to seek recognition either, because if it's heard, let it be heard. If it's shared, let it be shared. Whatever the case may be, I'm just sharing my thoughts, my perspectives, opinions. But regardless, wherever I share, whatever I do on a daily basis, it comes from my heart space and thought out with my mind. They're both working in tandem. It's this gratitude, it's this joyous, uplifting nature. It's the blessings that have been received and not yet received that should prolong us to keep going. That should help us take that leap of faith. Like, I'm not sure if everyone was here that is now. We had a beautiful card drawing that was just, on money. And it was bullseye, I feel like. Just me. For you, for me, for everyone. That I wasn't asking for me, but it's funny when you draw divination for anything and you ask for someone else, it's always a mirror. It's so regardless, just be grateful, be here, be present, be blessed with the gift that is now, right? So with that, I think we're gonna kind of finish it up there today. I really just want to put that out there, and maybe later in the chat or something, we can do like a group meditation through that. Because there is a particular meditation I would like to do with everyone one day, but it requires us to lay down and to allow our bodies to meld into the earth and release our soul to the ether. Yeah, it's a really beautiful experience, and it's something I've done many, many times. And I came across the name for it recently, and I was like, I suppose it's cool, but I like it as, you know, just a release. So with that, I love y'all. Stay blessed, stay uplifted, stay grateful. I will catch y'all next time. I'll keep the chat going for a minute. We can, you know, I don't know, just, yeah, good stuff. Y'all stay blessed. I love you.